So, how you doing? It's Jackie, and again, it's just more drive-alongs. I did get some of the couch put together, so the studio's coming along. We're going to get on the couch very soon. So, this is a support discussion for trans women. You can be trans of any type. My experience, obviously, as a trans woman, that's what I can offer, and I'm just going to share what I can. So, maybe it helps. Maybe somehow, through the struggles that I move through, and the way that I find coping mechanisms and the help and support I receive, I can share all of those things with you so that somehow it helps you too. You know, if you're questioning, or you're definitely going to transition, or you're in transition, or you've already transitioned, any of those things, if you find support here, that's what it's about. The lake is pretty today. So, as we do another drive along, we'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing in the studio so we can get things going. I had just decided, and I know there's a lot of really rough drive along stuff going on, I decided not to wait. You know, I put together my new studio, and I've got a lot of work to do. As a professional in the industry, I have access to things, and I've had video experience in the past and things. So, you know, I'm really putting it together. There's a green screen involved, and, you know, chroma key, and my couch. So basically we're going to have discussions about topics specific to transgender support on the couch. I'll bring in some friends and acquaintances, and we will all share and find ways to support one another in a world where things are getting quite a bit better, but they could be better than that too. So, and I think honestly it can support, or we can support each other as well, and I don't think we do enough of it. I think we all feel very alone, and we are not alone. We are not alone by an enormous amount, and I think that we should remind each other we're not alone. It's perfectly fine for us to support one another as well, and we need to do so because it's very vitally important that we take care of each other. We understand. You know, we get it. You know, the best people I talk to all the time just happen to be trans because they get it. You know, there's no confusion or other questions or misconceptions. And my goodness, we need that. We need the support. So I'm here to support you. I'm here to help, and I'm going to share as much as I can in order to help you see bad things do happen, yet there are ways to cope with them, with the things that go wrong, and there are silver linings to the cloud, so to speak. There are ways to get through. And I had to start reframing my thoughts. I had to start thinking of things differently. And once I really did that, my world changed. You know, even through difficult things, my world was so much better. So, let's do more of that. I'm going to get that whole green screen thing worked on. I've got 2 weeks to try to get everything put together, and I'm going to go ahead and start. The idea was, you know what, I'm just going to start posting content and talking about this all year long. So all last year, you know, all these great ideas, and none of them came to fruition. I'm dragging my feet, so no more dragging Jackie's feet. They're done. So we're going to have some rough things. The drive-alongs are on the rougher side, but we're going to continue with drive-alongs because they're just impromptu. They're off the top of my mind. Sometimes things will pop up that we can really focus on and go into depth on the couch in a little more polished fashion. But this is just real. There's no two ways about it. It's not some polished up TV show. This is just trans support from a trans woman who has to deal with rough stuff, just like anybody else. And I'm going to bring in their experiences as well by bringing them in, sitting them on the couch, and we're going to discuss the things that we've gone through. One factor that just keeps coming up over and over that bothers me greatly is nearly half, I mean the percentage is crazy, nearly half of trans people attempt to commit suicide. I am so burdened by this idea, and as a person who thought that I would never have these troubles, I had dark thoughts like you wouldn't believe, and I knew I was in trouble, so I got a therapist and moved on. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I lost my father to suicide for this very reason. I lost my very best friend in high school. Not for trans issues, but because of sexual identity. They both committed suicide. And it hurts me deeply. In fact, it's making me ever so slightly feel emotional at the moment. So let's move on. I promise, go into detail on those things when I feel I can hold myself together. And that'll be something I work through on the couch with you, and we'll talk about those things. But there are resources out there, and there is a good website forum, transgenderpulse.com. I know I keep saying it. They have lots of resources, and the reason I reference them is I've used their resources and been very happy with them. They have a gender-affirming therapist resource list for those in your area, and I found one in my area and did utilize that, and it was extremely helpful to me personally. I also learned about some of the things that your medical insurance will do by what other people had shared, and there's also resources for suicide prevention hotlines for transgender people. And I'll tell you something, when you're in trouble, reach out for help. You know, if you're going to sit there on the bottom of the ocean and drown and tell everyone, oh no, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. I'm going to sit here on the bottom of the ocean. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're drowning. Reach up and take a hand. Reach up and accept the help. That is what it's there for. You're going to need help to go through transition. You're not going to just do this on your own. You know, you need the help. So by all means, accept it. Search for it. Reach out for it. If the first therapist you get isn't the one that works for you, find another. There's no reason you have to stick with it. So my focus is to help and provide support. Those are the things that I am doing my best to put forward on this channel. That's my goal. So I want you to know I'm there for you, and I've been through it. I'm going through it. Rough stuff keeps happening, but I've found some coping mechanisms that I'm going to share everything with you, and maybe somehow it'll work in a way that my experiences somehow lighten your load, and I want to do that. You know, let my difficulties be not your difficulties. You know, learn from my hardships if you can, and if you're going through the same things, at least you know you're not alone. This is something that happens, and the people that come in to sit on the couch and they share, they may have some thing that's gone on that you can equate with, you can align with, and you'll know you're not alone, and that things can be gone through, managed, and moved forward. So know that I care deeply and there for you. And Jackie really understands. So I'm going to about sign off here as we move into town. Got out of the little windies, and I think it's my turn. Sorry. Jackie's not the best driver some days. So I'll just get off the road and stop annoying everybody. Drive slow. I will say one of the gifts that I've received with transition was the absolute gift of peace and calmness. Having lost my testosterone and gone on estrogen, and maybe it's more the loss of testosterone, I don't know. I have such an inner peace. My brain kind of went more quiet, and I don't seem to get angry anymore. I've had some moments where one would think I would get angry, and maybe I'll get a little bit frustrated or disappointed, but the anger seems to be just gone. And it's a fantastic thing to not have the anger. So it's a gift. I definitely think that most of us don't understand how much of a gift we are given through transition. Somebody's parking behind me. I don't want to be in the way. And you may or may not experience this, but it's an experience that I've had that I like to share. And I've talked to some other girls in group who, started recently, and then they found the same thing, like, wow, things are a bit more quiet, and I feel at peace. I'm feeling more at peace as I go along. There's some other things like girl brain. Oh my gosh, girl brain. We'll go into that one. But wrapping up, we're going to get the couch set up, and I'll have some uploads very soon, even if it's just a wrinkly green screen behind me with no chroma key. We'll just get started and get some serious talk going. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Know that I'm here for you, and we'll just continue supporting one another. Remember, support is the key to survival, so we can all move forward. Take care of yourself. See you. Bye.